take a medieval town with a beautiful castle on a hill and a train, if you can hear it, and a wonderful valley and an ex-golf course, soon to be revamped. And what have you got? Hi everybody, welcome to Big Eye Golf and welcome to Something for the Weekend. Today I am at, well, what has to be said, probably one of the most unique courses I've ever played, or I'm going to play. For the information about GILLYFLOWER Farm and GILLYFLOWER Farm Golf Course, we have the golf manager. I know, come on in.
Thank you. Oh, Ian.
Yep, you are. Joe Micklethwaite.
Nice to
Thank you very much for inviting me here.
Not a problem, not a problem.
So, we're going to have a little drive around, hopefully, if the buggy works.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. This is something for the weekend show. You never know what's going to happen on that show. And we're going to hopefully get Joe to explain a little bit about GILLYFLOWER Farm and its kind of ethos, really.
Yeah. We'll have a drive around and we'll see some kind of different bits that have changed the course and what we're trying to do here. Okay,
so very quickly, if you've not heard of GILLYFLOWER Farm before, because it's a very new concept, or it's not new to the fact it's been worked on for a few years, but it's new to the public. GILLYFLOWER Farm is built on the old LOSTWITHIEL golf course.
Yes, it is. So the golf course closed in 2014 towards the end of the year, and then it hasn't been a golf course until the 3rd of June this year when we reopened. So half of the golf course is now an orchard, a potager and a mass space for growing all sorts of different
I think when I came on the car park, you can see a lot of trees been planted here, and there's
a potager garden.
That's what it's called.
For growing
look like large allotment style type pieces, They're
going to grow all sorts of different kind of fruit and vegetables in there. I think the most recent one I've seen, which was they were lovely as well, was grew loads of asparagus.
Fantastic.
So one half of the golf course has been used for a farm, and then a farm/orchard, and then the other half has been bought back as a 9-hole 18T golf course, but still taking some of the ethos from the other side and using parts of the golf course that were never used to grow things and kind of make use of the space.
This is what's going to be unique about this place. I believe it's connected with the people from the Lost Gardens of HELIGAN.
Yes.
And the Eden Project. So if you know Cornwall, then you know they've got a supreme amount of backing. Certainly for the horticultural side, the landscaping side,
and the knowledge that they've got, which is the most important thing. Because like a lot of us who came on board with the project, we didn't really know much about the horticultural side and the art of growing things, but now we're kind of starting to pick up on it, and it's really enjoyable, and kind of you look at a golf course slightly differently now. Well,
and that's it. I came down the other day, and you just let me walk around the course, and I took a few photographs then. It's just beautiful.
Lucky as well to have a place no one else can see the views at the moment.
Not yet.
But to have it situated here is amazing. We've had people who don't play golf who've come with partners and had a walk around, and they said it's just amazing. Can they come again? So you can't ask for a more beautiful place to be.
It's going to be very interesting, isn't it? And very different from the old LOSTWITHIEL golf course and country club, I believe. I actually saw a sign on the road which is still there.
Yeah, it's still
one old sign with trees kind of going around it, and it still says LOSTWITHIEL Golf and Country Club.
It's
hello to greenkeepers, lovely greenkeepers. If you're getting a little bit of noise in the background, it's the lovely greenkeeper. Of course it is.
It's definitely going to be used differently, and just because we're using and trying to utilise the golf course's space for other projects, we didn't want to neglect the golf course and it to be just an okay golf course again.
It looks like it's just a fantastic, beautifully landscaped piece of art almost. And we're both artists, so we kind of understand this concept.
It's just been amazing to see old members come back and see the course condition. They go, it never looked like this. It's never been like this. So it's lovely.
Well, we're going to come back. I'm coming back with Neil and Nick and Badger, and we're going to come back and play the whole place as an 18-hole kind of full course vlog. I'm going to drive around with you now and have a little chat.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I'm going to play a solo 9-hole.
Yeah.
For a video. Love this, by the way.
This is our golf reception.
Yeah. This is the quirky thing about the place at the moment. It's only opened literally 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's going to close again, I believe, in the winter.
31st of October is our last day of opening.
Okay.
And then we have kind of plans to try and make the course better and put in some more different kind of growing projects.
Yeah, I think that's it. And very much, it's a soft opening.
Yeah.
Okay, this is reception. Love it, but I do love it. It's a quirky Cornish kind of thing. It's a very Eden Project Heligans kind of idea, really, isn't it?
It's great for when people walk past and they're like, what on earth? And you get to actually have a chat with all different kinds of people going past who aren't golfers as well, which is quite nice. It's quite unusual for a golf course to interact with so many people from the public.
I think that's, again, what's going to be good about this place. It's not purely a golf course.
Yeah.
There's so many other things that are going to be going on in the fullness of time. This is very much a project ongoing.
Very early days. So it'll be, I suppose, over the next and coming years, lots and lots of things will change and it will grow, and it'd be nice for you to come back in 10 years and see it then.
I hope I'm still around.
I
hope the channel's very much a lot larger as well. I did actually say to my wife about it, and I was saying, I think we're going to discuss earlier, there's a lot of fruit trees being planted all around the course, etc. She said, you could come home with a punnet of cherries or something all around, and you literally could. It's that kind of place.
And I know on our first, because it's our, what we've taken our name after, the Gillyflower apple, we've got apple trees as long as when you walk along first, so it'd be quite fun to grab an apple and
in a few years' time, when it all gets more established.
Yeah.
The place is a woodland valley, the parkland valley, so it's very well established with a lot of ancient trees. But you're bringing a lot of heritage plants and other trees, etc., in to kind of enhance the place.
Yeah, and it's to complement the place as well. It's
possibly a black bee.
Yeah.
Oh, that may have been a black bee. We'll discuss that later.
It's just trying to make, again, good use of the land, because there was so much land on the original course that was just gorse and nothing really else, and brambles. So it's a bit more pleasing on the eye, and we get to give something back. And grow something.
Yeah, and give something back to the community again, because they wanted this golf course back. The local members wanted this back after
They've been
closed.
ecstatic for when it's reopened. So it's again, my job's been very easy, just dealing with happy people.
Yeah.
So it's all been nice.
So we're going to just nip on the buggy. We've borrowed a buggy today. It could be a bit hit and miss because there are no buggies here right now. This is very much a soft opening. This is it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you turn up, make sure you bring your trolleys, etc., or you're walking the course. I've got a buggy, I'm going to be doing some filming later. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So
we're going to go around the course. Take a look at the website, because I've looked at the website and the bit where it says about us and about what's going to happen. Sit down with a cup of tea, okay? Because it's quite a read.
It's a good read.
It's a very good read.
You do need a bit of time.
Well, that's why I'm asking you the question today, because it's just way over my head. But it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get on the course and we'll show you around. Okay then, Joe. So we've had a very steady, shall we say, ride. Okay. Not sure if I'm going to be using this for the course vlog later. That's going to be fun.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for allowing us to even try and get a buggy here.
Yeah, no, not a problem.
So we are where?
We are just by probably about 75 yards up from the first tee.
Okay.
And when you get to our first tee, we've planted quite a few apple trees of different varieties.
I've actually got a couple in my garden right now, and they're about the same size as this.
They're still quite young.
Yeah.
But they will slowly and steadily get to where they need to be.
Well, if I don't get fruit on mine in the next few years, I'm here.
Yeah, you can be
more than welcome
to.
Yeah.
So it was to bring over some of the trees that were also planted on the other side of the course, because I think there's about 3,000 over the other side.
Lovely green keeper.
So it was to bring a little bit of the project over the other side onto the golf course, and obviously we take our name of the club from an apple.
That's true.
So it seemed fitting on the first hole that you got to.
I think so. I'm going to go sort gardening now, as if I know much. Quite often I've watched the gardening programs. They've always talked about bringing the outside into your home. So if you have patios, to bring some of the plants from outside inwards and vice versa, kind of extending it. And in a way, that's what you're doing with this place. The farm area, the horticultural area, coming into the actual golf course.
It's trying to get the right combination between the two. And and getting to plant things in the right places that are not only best for the trees and the plants, but it's best for the golf course as well.
Okay.
Because you could go crazy and we could plant loads of stuff, but it'd be all in the wrong place.
That's the thing, and I know you're involved in kind of understanding more about golf courses. You're a very good golfer.
Yeah.
Or you have been, depending on injury.
Yeah.
No one ever says the truth, do they? They always go, "Oh, I'm not very good, really," but actually, they're a very good golfer. So we can discuss that in a little while when we get to another hole.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take a little bit of B-roll footage, which you've probably already seen, and we'll move on to the next part.
Lovely.
So hole 1 is a par 5.
Yeah. It's off the white tees. It's 523.
Okay.
It's quite the introduction. It's for people who played the golf course when it was LOSTWITHIEL, it was the 7th hole.
Okay.
So it was it's a testing start, I'll say.
Am I right in thinking, because Neil's played this place before, I wasn't living in Cornwall when it existed.
Yeah.
He's played as LOSTWITHIEL, and some of the lads have been saying it'd be interesting to know what the original landscape was compared, or the original map was compared to here.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you're using kind of hole 7 onwards, where the first section doesn't exist anymore. Yeah,
so hole 7 onwards, but we lost 16, 17 and about a third of the 18th as well. Okay. So those holes aren't encompassed anymore. But apart from that, it's the original holes, and then the shorter 9 is
that's the other thing that's a little bit unusual here.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss that in a while. Don't think this is just a 9-hole golf course.
No.
And then 2 tees, so you basically do the same thing all the way around again. No, you don't.
It's very
different. Okay, we'll move on and show you another part of the course. Right then, Joe, we are where?
On our 3rd hole, which is
on the 3rd hole, yeah.
Another par 5. And all of up the left-hand side of this hole again it was all gorse and kind of brambles and no real use. So it's all completely changed now, and from nearly down to the front of the tee, and it runs all the way up to nearly the 150. So there's a good 350 yards of just cherry trees that have all been planted on the bank here to just make use of some unloved land.
It's just a fantastic idea.
It was you
can just see the future here, really, can't you?
Yeah, and they're just starting to grow. We've got some ones that will need replacing, but it was just to make use of the land. It made no sense to keep kind of quite an untidy, unfinished, gorsey, brambly kind of section. It's much more pleasing from back on the tee to see all these trees and this vast greenness. And then with these areas of mass planting that we've done, they're all environmentally sensitive areas.
Okay.
So when you hit into here, it is a free drop out, but we're trying to get people not to go and retrieve their golf balls because the land's quite delicate.
Okay.
But on your way out, we found about 5,000 golf balls over the course of the project.
The years.
So you're more than welcome to have a few replace the ones that you've lost.
Yeah, come and treat this place as a fun course to enjoy.
Yeah.
And although it's a seriously designed course, don't panic if you put a ball in a slightly complicated place. Just put them down somewhere else and just enjoy the game with your friends.
It's and it's meant to be something you walk around and you go, this is a bit different. I haven't seen this on a golf course. Everyone seems to really like the alteration to this hole, not only for the aesthetics, but for what it's doing and what we can provide.
Now, obviously, I will say on the video, which will go out in a couple of days' time, whether I like the hole or not.
There is a massive lake.
It's beautiful. The lake is here as well.
Oh, and just getting the train.
And we're going to get the train as well. Come on, wait for the train. We do love a train on our videos because obviously I used to be part of West Cornwall and there's a train going through there all the time.
I like a train on a golf course.
I thought the golf course is the proper without a lake and a train.
Always reminds me of Hillside Golf Club because they got one that runs right up along the first tee, which is not off-putting at all.
No.
But the lake is a lovely feature, and that's all kind of been redone and looked at by fishermen. And looked after by the fishermen, and we've done some work to kind of clear up. There was quite a few dead trees that weren't really doing anything, and they needed to come down. So
to be honest, the place has literally been left to go wild for a number of years in a way.
Before the golf course really got underway.
Before the golf course got started.
It was just left. It was left for 6 odd years.
And nature can take over very quickly in 6 years around Cornwall.
It takes over so fast. So we at that time, our head greenkeeper was still up here doing a tiny bit of maintenance to try and bring the fairways back. But apart from that, it's been a massive project to get it from nothing to something.
Yeah, I can imagine the amount of time, effort, expense, everything has gone into this place, and it's all for the future.
Yeah, this is the first step in a very long process to try and get everything in place, and it will keep growing year by year, adding projects in, adding and utilising the land for the right things. So it'd just be interesting to see what it will be like in, again, 10 years.
Yeah. And I said I hope to be here as well to do that. Because we will come down regularly.
Yeah.
Whether it be in the summer or every season, just to show it improving or changing, and evolving.
Yeah, and you can catch up with it. Will change quite drastically. I think after the winter there'll be areas you go, oh my god, what's this now?
Yeah.
Where it was kind of nothing really to see apart from maybe kind of some long grass. But apart from that, it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see the golf course. This was my first golf club when I started playing. So different.
Yeah.
So different. And just again, the condition of it, it's lovely to see.
Because you're a local boy.
Yeah, I grew up in the town.
Okay.
I grew up in the town, so it was there's nothing really to do.
Yeah. No disrespect to Lostwithiel.
As a 14-year-old, there wasn't a lot to do, but everyone ended up playing golf.
Yeah.
So it was a really good place to kind of, all your friends played. You got to meet new people. And it made summers really fun instead of kind of trying to find something to do. Everyone knew what they wanted to do was come up here. And
I think maybe that's what's been missing really from this area. You've got a number of courses around St Austell.
Yeah.
There's at least 3 that I know of, and I've filmed on a couple of them so far. Yeah. But this is a little bit away from there, really.
Yeah, and I mean, the town's of a reasonable size. I think there's about 2,500 people live in the town.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few younger people, and we've started to see more juniors turning up and
which
playing,
is fantastic.
Which is great, and especially the shorter 9 out here. It's really good fun if you're just getting into golf or you're a junior.
This is what we're going to discuss in a little while.
It's kind of got 200-yard par 4s, so you can, if you're just starting out, you can make a par. Yeah. Those kind of things, and it's kind of,
we'll see.
It's encouraging instead of trying to slog it around the long 9 as a beginner.
Okay. So let's move down to the lake, and we'll talk about you.
Yeah.
So then, Joe, let's discuss Joe.
Well, what do you want to know?
Well, golf predominantly. Let's not discuss too much. Apart from you are an artist as well.
I do like a bit of art. I do like a bit of art and a bit of writing.
You do splodge a bit of paint around.
That's my favourite type. So yeah, no, I grew up obviously in the town here.
Okay.
And my grandparents played golf, and it was something to kind of. I think my gran was the first ladies captain up here when it opened. So I think I'd just been born. So it's 29 years, 30 years now.
Showing your age now.
Yeah, I know. And then so they got me into it really. And my granddad was a keen golfer, and on my dad's side, both grandparents were keen golfers. And my gran on my dad's side was a really good golfer. She got down to single figures really quickly. Okay. In her 50s.
So you almost didn't have a choice, really?
No, not really.
Right, so what with the town not having a lot going on for young people
golfing
and the family?
Grandparents, it was it was something that was always kind of, I suppose, going to happen. So we used to have great fun up here, and we had quite a good junior team for a while. So I think we made it to the final of the junior team kind of like county championships before, which was great fun. And then just played up here and just kept at it for year after year and tried to get a bit better each time.
Well, I guess that's what we all try and do in golf. Some of us aren't doing very well at that, but some are doing very well.
I think as long as you could keep enjoying it.
I think that's it for me. I mean, especially with the course here, this is going to be quite a challenging course in places.
Yeah.
But it's a fun course for me. I love playing different courses, new challenges.
Yeah, no.
It's not always about, for me, trying to play the same course week after week, trying to get my handicap down. It's about experiences for me.
Cracking course as well, if you want to get better at planning your game out and thinking.
We've just been discussing on the way here off camera about it's a kind of course you got to plot your way around.
Yeah. Landing
points are quite interesting here.
Yeah.
Lots of slopes.
There's certain times when you think it's better to kind of lay back a little bit and then not push on too hard in places. It's picking your moment, really.
Bravery is not always a good thing here.
It can be very rewarding.
Sure. Well, it's always very rewarding when it goes well.
When it goes well. But there's, especially on a few of the holes, there's, you could walk off with an eagle, but you can easily walk off with an 8.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for that, because I may get an 8 today, and
No,
I'll be,
I'm
phew,
sure
that's all
you'll
right.
be fine.
The course manager said it'll be fine. I'll get an 8. I'm okay.
It's definitely a place for thinking.
Okay.
If you can think your way around, compared to try and kind of obliterate the course, you always fare
Yeah,
better.
you're going to lose against that, aren't you?
Sometimes you can win, and I've seen it happen. It's quite exciting to see someone shoot a really low score around the 2.9s.
Yeah.
But then that same person can come back out and it doesn't go at all to plan. That's golf.
So you played golf when you were young.
Yeah.
Have you been doing golf fairly recently? Because obviously you're now involved in the place as a golf manager.
I haven't maybe since the last kind of 12 months.
Did you say you got injured? Was that right?
Yeah, I did a ligament. I didn't snap or anything. I strained a ligament in my left knee.
Okay.
So it's been a bit of a slow process getting back to golf. But I've just started to play a bit more, and I'm actually going to play later on today.
Okay.
Just getting back into it, and also it's nice to kind of get out and play this place again.
Well, I think that's it. Sometimes, and I've certainly met a number of people who don't necessarily play much golf anymore, but they've kind of got indoctrinated into the world of golf.
Yeah.
And they still want to be around it, to the point of where you want to work in a pro shop, or you just want to be a greenkeeper, or you want to be a course manager, or just be involved in golf and the future of golf.
I think there's so many different jobs you can hold in golf now, because it's such a big thing. That if you do love golf, you've got many options. You don't have to be a club pro. You could go and work for a golf magazine. You could go and work in golf marketing. You could work in golf software.
It's such a massive deal nowadays. Not just as a sport, but far bigger than that.
As awful as COVID was, and still is, golf got to grow through it, which was a kind of unexpected outcome from such a difficult time for everyone, that people found golf again.
But now it's keeping those people.
It's keeping those people.
Now their lives are getting busier again.
It is getting busier again, and now we've got more normality. But I think golf's one of those things. I said it to a chap who's just started. He said, I'm only going to play a little bit. And I said, oh, you say that now.
Yeah.
And I'll just watch golf for half an hour. I'll just Google this. And then you're out there 2 times a week.
I'll speak to my wife who said, you're out again doing golf, you're out again doing golf. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, love. What time are you getting in tonight?
It's so addictive. And you can try and, just play casually. It never works out.
No.
You've got to have some real willpower just to be playing once a week, and, I don't mind. It's, it becomes all encompassing.
Okay, so let's cross the bridge, because there's another section.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a little chat again, a bit more.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're now over the bridge on the other side of the course.
Yeah.
And although this is a lovely little par 3, I will say, we're here to show you some more of the quirkiness of the place. So these are the tee maps, tee markers.
Yeah.
And they're again a little bit different.
We've got an amazing graphic designer called Catty, and instead of having like a flyover standard kind of aerial, aerial photos, it didn't, even though I do quite like them, it just didn't seem very fitting for the golf course that we've got here. So Catty drew up the whole course and did it in a kind of different, more arty take.
Just a little more quirky.
Yeah, and
what this place is about, I think.
It just fits way more better with the course, but they've still got all the function of a normal kind of course marker, and like we've got it available in a course planner. It's got all the yardages, green depths, all of those things. It's a lovely kind of memento for the place. Nice memento, but it's just a bit more fitting. It looks more like the course, kind of greens and a bit different. And she got all the trees in the right places, and it was an amazing piece of work she's done.
It's very, very cool, I will say. Now, we're not on a tee box that shows them, but I do like the trowels and the forks.
I think there is a few over there.
Yeah, maybe there's some over there. I will take a picture in a second.
It was just, again, it was what was fitting for the golf club and for what we're doing here, that trowels and garden forks seem to be the most appropriate tee markers that you could ever have.
I think every time we come here as a channel, there'll be something different to find, to catch your eye. I think you said that there's so many plants here, we could just spend hours describing all the different plants. It's almost impossible to do. It's
like I said to you, we had a golf magazine come down, and we spent all day just going, this is what we've done here, this is what we've done here, and we're just at the start of a project. And
they go home and you remember you should put something else in. There's just so much. There's so much that's been done, and there will, as it keeps growing and growing, I don't know how. I think we'd have to make a book. Well, and I think that'll be rather cool too. Actually, it would be good, because it's had
30 years, and a lot's changed in 30 years. It's changed hands, and the course has been closed and reopened. So it's
Did I not hear, I may be wrong, that the kind of plan is to have edible plants, etc., around all the greens and around all the kind of each hole?
It is, each hole will have something.
Yeah, something that makes it different.
So I know that there's been talk of putting a tea plantation in one of the big slopes.
Okay.
It's just getting the right thing to grow in the right place.
This is Cornwall. I live in quite a, let's say, hardy, rugged part of Cornwall, and quite often you put plants in that don't survive, and some do and some don't. It's all very hit and miss.
It's trying to find the right thing for the right place to give it the best chance to thrive. And then what also, even though it's secondary, how does it make the place look? So it's encompassing golf and growing together, trying to get them in the perfect balance, which is at times tricky. But I think with what we've done so far, everyone seems really pleased.
So far it's worked. Okay, so lastly on this video, which I find quite an interesting part of the course itself, we are on which hole?
So because of the way we're laid out, this is the 7th and 17th.
Okay.
So because of the restrictions we've got of only having 10 of the holes left, some of the holes have now got 2 tee boxes.
Okay.
So this was the original 14th at LOSTWITHIEL. And a lot again has changed, and especially with the amazing oak tree that was once stood there it got torn down in a tornado.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
But to keep it as it is, it makes a nice feature. So you have the original tee box at the far end, which plays about 370 par 4.
Okay.
But when you play it the second time round as the short course, the tee that's just tucked a little bit behind the tree, it is a 220 drivable par 4 now.
Okay. And this is what we were discussing, that people nowadays don't necessarily have the time to play 18 holes.
No.
But you have 2 very different courses of 9.
Massively.
It's not the same as, I've come to quite a lot of 9-hole courses, and the tee box is kind of next to each other, 10 yards away from each other. This is very different.
Par 5s turn into par 3s, and one of the really good short holes is one of the par 5s turns into a drivable par 4.
Okay.
But you've kind of, if you want to drive it, you've got to hit it over the corner of the river.
So the challenge, yeah.
It's a very challenging, and it's just reimagined in the kind of right way. But it has been nice that we're getting people. It's amazing to play 9 holes. I can get home in time to have dinner with my wife and family.
Yeah.
But they feel like they've played a full round. They don't feel like they've left another 9 holes out there to play.
No, it's a proper challenging course of all different lengths. Directions, obstacles, natural obstacles.
Sorts of things out here.
And we're on quite a plateau, actually. As you can see, I don't know if you can see this with the camera, but that's quite a slope to get up.
It's quite a slope, and this is quite
what a green, actually.
Green.
Wow, hang on. Again, cameras tend to flatten things, but that's a 1, 2, 3 tier green up the top of the plateau.
It is.
You wouldn't want to slide down too fast off the top of that one and get rolling on the next one,
No, it's. I've seen some amazing putts, and then I've seen some very embarrassed people where it's never nice when you hit a putt and then you have to go and get a wedge afterwards.
True.
But yeah, no, it's a cracking feature. I don't think I've seen a triple tier green apart from the Belfry.
Okay.
Is that 3 tiers the last?
I think so, yeah. It's been a while since I played there.
But I think no, it's
just going to be so much fun. I can't wait to go out on the course, to be honest. So before we finish, so it's a long hole on the front 9, short holes on the back 9.
Yeah.
Can you play them or book them separately?
If you can book 9 holes,
right,
you can choose which 9 you'd like.
Okay.
And then if you book 18, you can play both. Or some people have enjoyed the short so much that they've gone back round the short twice, or they've played the long twice.
Yeah.
Because if you book 18, you get 2 tee times.
Okay.
So it's really up to you. But we do recommend play both, because then you get a real mixture of the course and get to see what we've done.
What is the thing? So I'm going to go and play let's play the long. That's a challenge. Boy, did I just say that. And then I'll come back again and play individually the short.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get the whole lads down and play a 4-ball kind of competition thing we're going to set together. It's just going to be so much fun. Yeah,
no, I can't wait to see you out here. It'll be, and see the videos.
Okay, let's get back to the buggy.
Lovely.
Okay, so we're just going to finish this video whilst we're on boggy cam.
Yeah.
Thank you very much today.
Anytime.
For showing me around.
No problem.
And for showing us around. This course, like I said, is, how many times can we say unique and quirky and just a little bit different? So I'm going to play the course now. You'll see that in a couple of days' time on the channel. Like your phone?
Yeah, I'll keep
See?
Work emails.
Unprofessional.
know.
Turn your phone off. And hopefully you'll see a bit more of the course as I try and play it. I say try because it's going to be tricky for me as a high handicapper first time out. But golf is just fun, and this is going to be one very fun course. But it's beautifully laid out. It's in an amazing valley. It's got fantastic tourism, kind of tourist areas around here.
Yeah.
With locations such as the Gardens and Heligans, such
Yeah.
as the Eden Project, the well-known places. We're near Foy. Foy or Foe, I'm never sure.
I've always heard Foy.
Foy, yeah, I'll call it Foy. Someone will tell me off.
We've got Lanhydrock as well.
Lanhydrock just down the road, and obviously you know Lanhydrock Golf Club from the charity golf days that we've run here. He's such a busy man. It just never stops, honestly. It's not me. So thank you very much for watching Something for the Weekend. Again, it's a little bit different today, a little bit unusual, a bit like this course, and I can't wait to play it. Thank you very much, my friend.
Anytime. Look forward to seeing you out there.
He says that, yeah, and we wait to see what edits on the video. So please subscribe, please hit the notification bell, come and follow my adventures in golf wherever they take me.